Hi, everyone. Hope everybody's having a happy Easter today. I'm here with my good friend, Chrisman. How are you, Chrisman?
I'm alright. Doing fine. A-okay.
Well, that's what I love to hear. All right, I'm gonna change that.
How are you?
I'm gonna change that music because it got weird.
How are you?
I'm good. I think I'm doing all right, man. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got addicted to a game here recently in like the last 2 days. A game that I bought a long time ago. I started playing the that Ghostbusters game that was made by Ilphonic, and I can't stop. It's a problem, I think. I don't know.
It do be like that.
You know, I don't know what I didn't like about it the first time, or maybe I just didn't have time. But went for it anyways. You know,
Yep.
just had to do. Oh wow, look at this! Look at this right here. There is no Easter bunny over there. That's just a guy in a suit. Oh man, hang on. I think I can. Let me. I can put up a special Easter bunny or Easter post real quick that I think will be beneficial to the stream since it is Easter.
Maybe the Easter Bunny is the friends we made along the way.
Maybe so. I think you're onto something at that point. It's a good thing that the Easter Bunny came out today and laid all his eggs.
He shit in my 4-yard.
Pretty sure that would make me tired. I don't know about you. I think I can actually represent. Hang on a second. Give us a good representation of what the Easter Bunny might look like after he's done. So let's go ahead and hide this. Let's go ahead and upload this directly from Mr. Bunny himself. There we go.
This just came in.
Yeah, this just in. Easter Bunny special photo. Here we go. Happy Easter. All right. Enough of that. Enough of this. Enough of this craziness. Let's talk about some. All right. Since Easter is all about finding the good stuff, right? Like that's what they go out. Well, I mean, I guess it's about a lot more than that. But on the really crazy fun side, people go out and they hunt eggs and they spend time with their friends and family and whatnot. What have you come across recently? What have you acquired that's making you happy, Chrisman?
Splayed out here. Not in frame. I'm having a couple of figures.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this week. So this week has been very eventful. It has been great.
Good.
Pretty much, yeah. It's only imports. It's only the good stuff.
Ooh.
Also, I got some stuff. I got some shiz.
I could fire off with a domestic that I got yesterday, but I'm really super excited about. I got Mr. Quick Kick.
Chocolate.
Dude, yeah. This figure is wonderful, man.
He came with that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. That was a part of his whole thing whenever he was in the show. Yeah, this is such a cool figure, man. I'm very excited with this. I had a G.I. Joe week. It was nuts. Like, I got Duke. Duke came in, and then I was on what was it, Gripping and Ripping with Dave, and that like Duke came in, Rakondo came in, Big Boa came in, all these crazy like G.I. Joes and they just like one after another, and this arrived yesterday, and I was really excited because this Quick Kick's one of my favorite Joes. I think I say that about. It feels like I say that about like almost every Joe that I get, but
I mean that's just a testament to the quality of the line.
Yeah, and I guess the longevity of the long-standing impact that it had on me when I was a kid. Like this is one of my favorite figures, and he wasn't easy to get. I remember when I was a kid, like I don't know, like I had to. I found. I'm pretty sure I got this guy and one of the Snake Eyes. There was a black suit Snake Eyes. He had like two silver like I want to say daggers or butterfly like knives on his chest. And man, I finally got that figure not too long ago. But when I was a kid, I found both of them at like a resale shop. And even for whenever I was a kid, I want to say the lady wanted like $10 or $15 a piece for a GI Joe, which was nuts. Back then they were like $4, man.
For a
Like,
small
yeah,
figure.
yeah. But my mom was like, "All right, if you really want them, then we're gonna get those too." And I did, and I kept on. I held on to those things forever. So a lot of
Great.
these, it's kind of cool for these to grow up with you, I guess, if you're a
Yep.
GI Joe fan. But dang, if they haven't like improved the quality on everything, everything's looking better. I mean, these the face sculpts are looking really awesome. You get these really cool
Mhm.
accessories. On top of this, man, he comes with like an extra head, 4 extra hands, 2 nunchuck, 2 swords, a backpack, a throwing star effect, and the swords fit in the backpack.
Easy Shang-Chi custom.
If you want, I mean, technically, yeah, you could do that too if you wanted to. You could do that. I bet I have one of those nearby too. The I like that Shang-Chi figure. The one that the comic one that they did was really really nice. I mean,
Man,
the movie one was good.
that
But
figure came like I'm pretty sure that figure came with the Waves accessory hand budget all in that figure pack.
dude, it was
No.
nuts, wasn't it? It was
All
like,
the other figures had only the hands that came on with them, and he
yeah,
had all the hands.
that's so awesome, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, just a quick shout out as well. I will be on the Toy Box of Doom and Jurassic Jesse's collection Nexus tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So it's 10 p.m. my time that I'll be on there. It's gonna be a late one for me, but these guys are wonderful. I can't wait to be on there. This is not an April Fool's joke. I will be on there. Just so everybody knows. And Jesse says you got the Inferno Ghost Face yesterday. The figure is so dope. Awesome.
Inferno Ghostface.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Now I want to see what that
Sounds
is.
like a hot rod kind of Ghostface, like his coat with flames coming up.
Oh, so it's like Ghostface Inferno. Is this something I've like missed out on or something?
Or a
This is
red
like
one, I don't know.
So check this out. Here, we'll throw up
I'm
a.
not versed in the Ghostface lore.
I'm not actually either, but apparently it
Oh,
looks like it's got
okay.
soft goods. It's
It looks
NECA.
a bit like, yeah. Well, it looks a bit like with the
Whoa,
mask. Oh, that's cool.
what the heck? What is like? I'm so far behind on, like you said, on any
Damn.
of this. Dang, dude. I
Oh,
mean,
do those hands have like ball wrist joints?
if it's NECA, probably not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like you just.
That's a nice looking chrome
Yeah,
on the
look,
mask.
man. Yeah, the chrome mask, and you got. Looks like the hood. Obviously, the hood comes off, and dang, he's got a
Yeah, it's
sleeveless look. I dig that. That's cool.
Commando.
Wow. All
Devil
right.
face.
There we go.
Good pickup.
Interesting. Very cool. That's a wow. I love that flame gun that he comes with, man. Yeah. So there you go. No ball on a swivel. But
Man,
all right.
NECA got no balls.
God dang it. Well, all right. So let's see. What'd you get? What do you show? Let me see some of those. Let me see some of them imports.
So one big one is
Mhm.
this guy.
Oh yeah.
The
Let's go.
QB mode Naruto. Oh,
That is awesome.
yeah. And I got this one through the help of the amazing Spider-Man. No, of the amazing CREWMARU.
Yep. You're very welcome for that. That was. I was ashamed that you couldn't get it where you were, or at least not. I guess not for without paying a fortune on it. I don't know how that
Yeah.
even would have worked.
Price
Is
wise,
that Bandai correct? Premium Bandai.
Bandai to Machinations and stuff. SSG guards. Yeah, but then like with the $80 and the shipping,
Mm-hmm.
I paid you. Wasn't that bad for more like a special SSG
Yeah.
guards.
Yeah, and I mean, after you sent me a photo, I believe it was. I wonder if I don't know if maybe I can pull that up as well. That was just really kind of impactful whenever I saw it. It was really cool because of the just how much he stands out in
Yep.
the in that line.
Hmm.
Um, that is nuts, man. Like that's a really cool figure. I only messed with him a little bit for you just to make sure that the joints were good,
Hmm.
but I didn't want to like go too far in depth. But what I messed with, I was like, man, it's quality. I mean,
He was like he had like him the little foil pieces. They
mhm,
put like the little film pieces. They put him in between the joints or
yeah,
like gaps and stuff like that. This guy was packed.
yeah,
This guy's packed.
absolutely.
I mean, he had like so many little films around here.
Hmm.
It was crazy. Like
Yeah, so
this guy.
I noticed that, man. I was like, yeah, those little plastic inserts to keep, I
Mhm.
guess, the joints from rubbing, or I guess to keep
I
them
mean,
from.
I appreciate that
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely,
from
absolutely.
so the figure comes in all pristine, you know.
Hmm.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was crazy because I got him in, and I was like, well, I'm gonna check these joints, and I just basically would kind of just bend those, just kind of like bend. I was like, I don't want to take any of these out,
Yeah.
and then that's gonna mess it up or something like that. But I was like, man, this thing is really, like you said, packed in there. So that's
Hmm.
pretty cool,
Yeah.
man. I was really
This
impressed.
is I would say this is a bit of a my my GI like this is for me like GI Joe is for you.
Hmm.
I grew up with Naruto. I love the show, and having this guy and the other figures on my shelf, this is all I need, all I want. It's amazing.
Yeah, man, it's that's really really cool too, and it's like one of those. The fact though, also, I guess the fact that you're getting like these really quality figures, you know what I mean? From a good company, and here's a picture that Chrisman sent me the other day, and I mean, wow, if he just like he just sticks out, man,
Yeah,
like in a good way, stands out. Excuse me, stands out in a really good way. Like that's like such a cool,
the
vibrant.
super the super funny thing is, like I have 9 figures on
Mhm.
that shelf space.
Yeah.
3 of them is Naruto. Like 1/3 is the same guy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So
So,
funny.
I mean, that's how it happens, though, right? I mean, the show
Yeah,
is
I mean
named.
it's his name, so it gotta be, but
It's in the
still funny.
title of the show, man. I mean, so it
It's
kind of
like
has to.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a. I actually got a really cool little package in the other day from a cool friend of mine, Max,
Mhm.
and he had sent me like a bunch of fodder that he didn't want. It was really good fodder, man. I like use that term kind of loose because one of them was like the body of the new Black Widow from Marvel Legends, and then he had like some Mezco pieces and whatnot from the Catwoman, like her
Ooh.
head, like all the heads, really all the heads and like the backpack and like a piece. So I went through and I dug through my fodder, found some hands, and just like threw together this like just a
Huh.
quick Catwoman, like
Yeah.
utilizing the head and whatnot. And man, she's got butterfly joints and the backpack fit well. And I didn't even realize this because I usually only just fix these, but like the little she's got little
Damn.
tools right there.
That belt's from the Mesco, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, I mean, I did have to
That
like it had to be like kind of cut. It was already cut when it got here, but just have to glue it back
yeah,
for it to stay on there. But yeah, I mean, this is
nice.
I've got the Hush Catwoman, but I just to play around with it. But I like was able to, just sanded down that giant, ball, and then got a nice pop on there and pop, pop, pop.
Man,
That was just kind of
she
fun.
got balls.
This one got the ball neck,
Man, she got one big ball.
one big ball on the neck. You gotta be like, specific, or people are gonna get weirded out.
That's the fun part. This is where the fun begins.
I was like, the fun parts when people get weirded out.
Yeah.
This is Chrisman's life, man.
The right people laugh about the right things. So
That's true. That's God dang it. Absolutely. I got a lot more stuff in too, but when I say a lot more stuff, I've actually been going through a lot more stuff I think that I actually
Mhm.
got in so far. And I showed a lot of that stuff off like I said on Dave's. But yeah, it was cool because it was like a lot of those retro card GI Joes, like like as once said,
Yeah.
Luke, Recondo, and then Quick Kick as like he can't. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that. He got a. I didn't realize he had a spot for
Oh
his
damn. Nunchucks.
for his nunchucks right
Man,
there,
they think of everything.
dude. I mean,
Like the GI Joe team on Hasbro has like they are locked in
mhm.
24/7 and they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Maybe the other teams should take some inspiration.
I,
I would
I
love
I
it.
would agree, man. I mean, this is easily this is my favorite line from Hasbro, like by miles. The amount of
Mhm.
love that, like you said, and detail, and it had a rough start, which I'm guessing it just had to, due to like whatever it was, whatever they had to, whatever contracts or whatever they had to do to try to promote that weird video game that was, I don't know, I didn't play it.
Oh, you mean the GI Joe video game?
Yeah, there was
Okay.
and that's
Yeah,
what
there
the
was a game going. Yeah, I don't know what
yeah.
happened to that.
I mean, it happened. It was like not a full priced, game, and it looked, yeah, it looked
Wank.
like a mobile game on a console, really.
Oof.
But yeah, so they made those figures, and I was like, these figures are good, but these designs are like, what the heck is going on? Like they were all from that game, and so
Mhm.
now I guess once they got those out of the way, once they got most of the ridiculous Target exclusives out of the way, now we're starting to get like all the
I
good
am
stuff.
I am praying on my knees, praying that they release Baron Blood. That was his name.
Oh yeah, you want blood?
Yeah, Baron
Major,
Blood,
major blood.
Major
Yep.
Blood on a retro card, so I
Oh,
just I can
absolutely.
get him.
Yeah, yeah. That's a man. Yeah. So I was actually fortunate enough to get a hold of the Target exclusive figure, and he is very
Mhm.
good. And I could tell you this though, if they do which I imagine they will definitely do a retro card of him, it's going to be even better. Like
Yeah,
that's just
absolutely.
every single retro card so far has been better than the actual like the first releases in some way or form. Um, Not to say that the other ones aren't, but it's just like something about it. It's like usually they're especially for somebody like me who grew up with that. It's like, oh, these are the ones you want. These are the ones that chances are you owned. The kind of the first edition,
Hmm.
first versions of them, like the outfits and whatnot. So yeah, it's
I mean, some stuff they change for certain characters, like
mhm,
for Storm Shadow,
yeah,
they pack ungloved hands and
mhm,
different gauntlets, like just wrap instead of real armored gauntlets and stuff.
right,
Um, I guess, but with Recondo, it's pretty much the same, just a different suit,
yep,
just different suit
yeah.
color.
From what I can tell,
Um,
yeah,
the right Aussie color, you know.
yeah,
Um,
dude. He just needs to come with
and
a fridge. I just need a refrigerator for him for that old PSA, and then I'm set. That's so. I watched that just the other day, man. I was like, this thing is so funny, man. I was like, this cracks me up. Still funny to me. And I've
and
heard like at there's the store Five Below around here. I've heard that they've got like little miniature deals that have a fridge in them, and so I was like, well, I want that.
nice.
Yeah, Jesse, absolutely. To answer your question, yes, I am open to repairs, especially for you, man. Always. And I think I've got one on the way from Drew right now. So yeah, for both the guys that
Do
I'm
it.
you it.
I'll do it.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
that Duke looks fantastic with like the weapons he comes with. That guy looks great. I pre-ordered him alongside with that soldier, the generic soldier. I don't want to say goon, the generic soldier.
Yeah.
Um, with all the weapons and all the stuff, man. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
you got
So
Recondo here, and
I don't
look how good he looks next to Duke.
yeah.
I mean, those
That
two just
helmet comes with Duke.
yeah.
Nice.
And not only that, but like it flips up, flips down, and
Mhm.
then just pop that off.
Nice.
He's got like the
And that,
binoculars on there.
does he come with two fists or just one?
Oh, I think just well. Hang on, I don't want to tell you that. And from what I can tell, I think he only came with the one, but I could be
Mhm.
wrong. Oh no. Yeah, so he does. He comes with another gun,
Oh yes,
2 fists, and 2 open trigger hands, one for
amazing,
each side. Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty
Perfect
sure
look.
he shares the same skin tone as Quick Kick as well.
Ooh,
So you could definitely swap out these Quick
nice.
Kick parts for other parts too, because he also comes with like the open hand and. But yeah,
So
once again,
with your
awesome.
condo, if you like take Duke's like just plain shirt, plain tan shirt, and put
Yeah.
it on the Recondo, you technically could make a pretty cool Steve Irwin custom, right?
Oh yeah, I guess you could really. Yeah, because
Like if you,
he's got like the lower part. I guess you know what you
yeah,
need though. You
it's
need
just,
shorts.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot that. Yeah,
But I mean, I'm sure sure we'll get that soon. But yeah, you actually could
because,
make a
like Recondo has a cool shirt. But, oh wait,
yeah.
Recondo's holster is removable, right?
Let's see the from the chest.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's
Oh,
all.
perfect. Then you don't need to change the system and maybe,
Just take that off.
yeah, the tampos.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Yeah.
mean, this one here, he's got like the rolled up sleeves, and then
Mm-hmm.
this one's got like the quarter roll. I
Yeah,
love the
maybe
fact that
okay. The rolled up sleeves would be better.
the fact that I don't know. It's so cool that there's actually those different molds right there. We've got like I said, the 3/4 roll, all the way roll. I'm like, man, that's so
That is
freaking great.
they just they're using like the obviously they reuse, that's
Yeah.
normal.
Hmm.
But the way they handle it and the way um they it's there. If you look
Yeah.
for it, you see it, but it's so well implemented, so well done with the
Yep.
reuse.
Yeah.
Every
100%,
every
man.
character looks different.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Because like these pants are definitely the same pants, but it's just like just enough to you know
Yep.
change them up, put that paint on them, just a little bit of that, swap these
Change the
sides where the
color, change
holsters
the
are.
paint, change the boots.
All these little extra pieces right now. Yeah, changed out the boots and everything like that. And these
Hmm.
guys look awesome. Um, I'm so blown away by how great this line is and how much better it keeps getting.
Yeah.
Kind of throws me off. Like I was like, you would think, I don't know. For a while there, we did, and every now and then you'll have like a re-release. Like I remember I got the classic bazooka,
Yep.
and he still had the same issue kind of with the hips. Sometimes you'll have those ones that are like they're kind of gummy or stuck a little bit.
Hmm.
But if you pop those off, and what I do is I pop them off, I sand inside of the socket just a little bit and pop them back on, and they're good to go. You just want to you don't want to force anything. You want to test them out, but then they're good to go. And so and this is just so good. This big
So
boa is
cool.
yeah.
Damn.
And like these boxing gloves are so nice, and they're like in second like 2 pieces. So these
Yeah.
pop off right here if you want those off, and then of course he's got a swappable head, and then these things are
So if he had shorts, you could make him a Rocky Balboa custom.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of that was the joke with him. He is big boa, and if you look at the head is that answer.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which is pretty funny, man. Like it's a pretty yeah, and this is crazy too. He also comes with if you saw this, but like in his alternate hands, he's got wraps on him that actually have blood painted on the
Mhm.
wraps, like the wraps, and then he's got
Dumbbells.
these 90-pound weights, and then of course we've got ew, look at that missing tooth, dude.
Damn.
Or maybe 2. Might be 2 teeth. But yeah, very cool figure, man.
tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Dude, this is a cool figure, man. I remember having him as a kid, and it was like one of the coolest figures because he had like these rubber boxing gloves that you could just pop over their hands that were like this.
Yeah.
You could just pop those things on. It was so freaking cool. I was like, yeah. So very nice job, Hasbro, on these. I'm really blown away by these. It's funny because I'm always like blown away by the G.I. Joe stuff, and I'll get a lot of like the legends. I saw there's some new legends coming out, and I was just like, it's not really my thing.
I'll get Legends to come sometimes like that.
Yeah.
And the new She-Hulk looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I
think
really
I'm
like
gonna
the head on her as well. She looks good. What sucks is that she doesn't have butterfly joints, man. That would have been a really
but
nice.
Thank God they it didn't give her bare feet.
Oh, well, yeah, it wouldn't have worked with the outfit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that classic one, you need the shoes. There's a time and
Thank you.
place for the outfits.
Yeah. Thank you, Hasbro, for not just
Just going for.
refeeding her.
I wonder if it's the same shoes as like the. Probably not because they're a little. But I wonder if it's the same as the TV show, only repainted or something. No?
The from the TV show, it's like sculpted, I would say, because she pretty much has sneakers on, something.
Yeah.
And with that one, it's just simple slippers, like
Yeah. Ori had brought this up the other day. He was showing it to us, and we're taking a look at them. And I was like, I'm not really impressed with the line, just because I was like kind of zooming in for a bit there, and I was like, I can't really see, you know, I don't know. It was like it's kind of funny because I actually owned these figures when I was a kid. Like I love like this vintage packaging and stuff like that. But then one threw me off, man. It looks like I don't know if it's Extremis. I don't think Extremis wasn't even around then. I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with all the names of the Iron Man armors, but there is a cool one with butterfly joints. I noticed.
Model 20, maybe.
Here, let me see. I'll bring it up in just a second.
Yeah, the one with the super weird pose. He's like,
it just looks.
He's doing like either he's like shadow boxing,
yeah,
totally shadow boxing, or like doing the nene or the whip. I don't know.
That's so
the iron whip.
He's doing. Oh, you mean like? Oh, that's Whiplash.
No, it's
sorry.
He's like,
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, Hasbro posers can't pose for shit.
Man, that's what kind of made me sad though. Whenever I was looking at it, I was like, I really wanted that. Like I would have bought Whiplash in a heartbeat, and then it's just like I don't know. I guess I'll have to see the close-up shots. But here's the She-Hulk. Here's a good photo of that. I really like the head sculpt's really good. I mean, the only thing that kind of bothers me with this one is like just how it's just plastic. It just looks so plastic. Everything I've been spoiled here lately with getting like figures with. I don't know, man. The textures and the paint on the G.I. Joe line has been really impressive to me. But this guy right here's got some butterfly joints.
Yeah, there you go. He's the
perch. He's like punching it like
bam.
He's looking that way and giving
like rawr.
I think this is pretty clean as well. Got some really cool stuff going on here. And just in time to talk. The main man Ori. What's up, man?
We out here. We're doing the best we can.
There you go. This is the lady. Yeah.
Man, I'm just really excited to have a good classic Jennifer Walters She-Hulk.
Without bare feet. Really
yeah, she looks good, man. I do, like I said, I do wish we had just that more range right there, but we'll
1,000%.
I'm just gonna have to figure it out how to make those happen from now on. If I could do that, then I'd be super happy with like a lot of those waves. And I do like the fact, Ori pointed this one out. He's like, well, this one's got him. I was like, all right, he does. Like straight up, there they are. I can't see as much. Obviously, this is a crappy photo, or it's not bad, but you could tell.
Not is. Go ahead.
It hurts, like that Whiplash. Like from what I could tell, doesn't look like it. The count, I don't think he's gonna have them either. Which those are gonna be more basic. They do come with like. There's a lot of stuff going on, which is neat. Is that bottom right guy what is that one? The
Model 9.
Yeah. Is that suit? Haven't we got that figure before? But
we have, but
different paint.
It was really bad. This one, all new, action proportional, and I was telling you, Bill, like this one gives me like Mega Man vibes with the big old boots.
the boots. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've got
the big old boots and everything. But this is a brand new buck.
Okay. I remember when that figure came out. I actually have those boots from the old one somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one. They released an older one, and it looks like garbage. Like it's like the size of like a child, like a teenager. I don't know, but like this one, I'm crossing my fingers, man. Like I told you, Bill. Like this one, like Iron Man is like one of my top 10 Marvel characters, and I would love to have a good armor, good.
You want?
In this style.
Okay,
But
so
we'll see.
Looks like so. All right, I'm gonna share this like here. Looks like from Unparalleled Universe. Look at this. I didn't even see these before, but those are butterfly joints right there.
Yep.
They're rare. The Count has them.
So that is the.
Do we get these?
Bug?
Dang
Looks
it!
like yes, he has, right?
No,
It's covered up. Real? You sure? Just under the cape, between cape and
look,
pack. And
so look at this, man. It's like these are so they're pretty obvious, like blatantly obvious where like the butterfly joints are. This guy, there's nothing there. That's all.
Sure, I can see it. I can see something, or maybe I'm just delusional.
Listen. I
guess we'll see.
I love Iron Man. I love classic Iron Man. I've been so red pilled by movies and shit. I forgot this dude looked like this originally. I was like, who the hell is this? Ridiculous.
That was Whiplash.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Remember, like, what was it? Wasn't it Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash like combined as one person for the Iron Man 2? Is that wrong?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Like he took his name and then changed. I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Let's speaking of like all the new figures and whatnot, we got to get into this. I want you to tell the people, Ori's like, I don't know, man. He's like the Craven of toy hunters. Like when it comes into it, the Haul-o-Thon.
Let's go.
Haul-o-Thon has been it's not even started yet, is it?
So I want to, if you'll allow me, I want to like reel it back to like my overall Haul-o-Thon experience.
Absolutely.
Give me, so Haul-o-Thon. It's funny because I feel like Haul-o-Thon was when you and I first met, like in like 2020, 2019. But from that moment, so Haul-o-Thon, for those who are not aware, Haul-o-Thon is when NECA puts out some exclusive TMNT content for Target. So it's either a timed exclusive, so you can get it at Target super early, or it's a super exclusive, like the Toon stuff. Like you will not see the stuff anywhere else at any other point in time.
Yep.
So in regards to their Ninja Turtle stuff, Haul-o-Thon stuff is like if you don't hop on the Toon stuff, you'll never see that ever again. Like good luck.
Yeah.
So for the past like 3 or so years, I've been hunting like all the digital stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't find it in stores, I'll never find it again. At least for that price. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's funny because like Bill and I first met because I was hunting Haul-o-Thon stuff, and I was hunting the Ninja Turtles Krang and the Shredder and everything from the original like 87 series.
Yeah.
Because Haul-o-Thon stuff was super scarce at that time. It's a little bit better, but not by much. not by much. And it's funny because like Bill and I were talking when I was like, okay, we should talk about like my Haul-o-Thon experience, like coming on to the live and everything. Yeah. And he was like, okay, so what all has changed? And the biggest thing that has changed and that is that people are a lot more people are a lot more like reserved with their reservations for these toys. In years past, a lot of people are like, it's at this store, go on this road, blah, blah, blah. This year, they're like, it's in Dallas. Dallas is huge. That doesn't help me. That doesn't help me at all. You might as well say it's in the United States. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
That doesn't help me at all. So it's, I feel like because last year it's super funny because, so again, I don't know if I touched on this, but Haul-o-Thon is supposed to be a month-long event, right? It's supposed to be like every week you can get new stuff.
No.
They don't care. The Target reps do not care. They put all of it out.
Yep.
Day one, even before day one, day -0.
Yep.
Haul-o-Thon is not supposed to start until April. What day is it? April 12th. It's the 31st of March.
Boom.
Look at this.
Yeah, all this stuff.
Holy
all this stuff
moly.
is out here, and I've been hunting because, like I told Bill, I was like, if I don't get it now, I will not see it at this low price.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's super funny because like Chris, you and I were talking about this. Like, it's super funny that like Turtle fans are so quick to get all this stuff because the Mirage stuff in particular, you know, like that's gonna go on BBTS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like it's for the Turtle Toon stuff, I understand. But like for the Mirage stuff, like Baxter, Kirby.
Oh man.
I know 80% of these dudes that are out here don't care at all about Kirby, bro. They don't know who he is. Like everyone who's watching this understands like the impact that Jack Kirby had on comics.
Yep.
But it's super funny to see it's and it kind of goes back to, you know, people are realizing that we're not in that post COVID, you know, period. You know, where everything's like getting clearance for like 80% off. Like, you know, companies are getting pissed that their high clearance products are getting clearance to like 80% off. You know, so like it's interesting seeing all that stuff go to the wayside. But again, you know, I'm still hunting for all these turtles. I could pull some out if we want to, but you know, at the same time, it's
I was so I can, let's see here. I did I went ahead and like kind of grabbed a lot of the all of these are photos that actually like that Ori had sent to us while he was out.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. That's all stuff that I've seen in my area too. That's on my table. I'll grab some if you give me a minute.
Sure. Yeah.
1,000%.
All of this stuff just like popping out. I mean, look at that, pop. All three. Yeah, right there. He would have had another one in there too, but our buddy Anthony had found Michelangelo. He found a Baxter and a Kirby for me because he doesn't collect turtle stuff, and he's literally the guy that just will buy for friends. That's what he does. But yeah, I was able to. So luckily, I was able to score Kirby and Baxter, and it was even cooler. Was that like currently? I think it's still going on right now. Is that we have a what is it? If you spend $30 at Target, you get $5 off for toys, and if you spend $75, you get $20. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Crazy. Listen. So I was telling you. I don't believe anything I say because I was telling Bill. I was like, I don't want these things because I was like, so for those that are uninitiated, this is the Pizza Club Ninja Turtles figures. So basically, you know your ultimates, like your monsters, you know, your Michael Myers, like anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically the ultimate for two Ninja Turtles. Yeah. So they're releasing the single carded versions of the four brothers, as well as like Shredder, as well as like Bebop and Rocksteady in the future. But for people who are just getting into the line, this is what you need to get. This is what you need to get. And on that regard, an ultimate figure on that regard, it's not that impressive. I love Ninja Turtles. I love it, but it only comes with one extra set of hands, and I'm Donatello comes with like the most stuff. Donatello's the best of the set. He comes
Naturally.
with like a spinning bow staff effect. He comes with like 3 extra set of hands. Like it's crazy. But exactly, yeah. Oh man, that bow effect is. And Bill, I'm looking out for you, man. I'm out here still hunting.
Ain't no worries, man. Ain't no worries. Here's kind of like, so what Ori was getting at here too is so here's this is like the first run of the disguise pack, correct? And you could see there's a little gloss to it. And then they had a second run that was matte, but I neither one of us were like, we're not gonna buy a second 4-pack for matte colors. And then these ultimates you could see have a matte finish now to them. So here's a great comparison shot of the two.
It's really cool, man. It's one of those things where I was like, I don't need these. I have the Turtles in Disguise pack, but I got these ones in hand, and that's every one of them comes in like a color-coded box like this, and it's super nice. I love the colors on all of these, and that's how NECA gets you. That's how they get you.
Yeah, and I love that each one has like a color-coded VHS tape. It looks like as a little accessory with them right there. You can see Raph has the red, and then here's Leo. Leo's got a little blue one there, and then obviously, and so on and so on. Here's the best turtle.
Donatello.
Leo comes with a little statue.
Oh yeah, it's the I believe we have a figure of him, don't we? This I think it was is that the ghost?
Takahashi, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah, I mean it's because again, like going back to that last picture of the Metal Bebop and Super Rocksteady, I love that NECA. It's kind of doing the Legends route where they're like diving deep into like turtle stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's fun that's something that we were able to experience.
Right? No kidding, man. Yeah, and it's nuts. You could really see too, like as far as Haul-o-Thon goes, like all these photos I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, what do we have? Like there's this like Predator figure from Prey, and then it's like it's like turtles. Just turtles. We got comic, we got cartoon, we got comic, we got cartoon, comic, cartoon. I'm like, dude, it's a 4-pack. There's 2-packs. There's multiple 2-packs, multiple 4-pack, or 1 4-pack, multiple 2-packs, and then a ton of singles. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, it should be. It literally should be called like Shell-a-thon or something because.
So here's the funny thing too. All this shit was supposed to be spread out over the course of a month. It was all put out not only in a weekend, but a week in advance. I got a month's worth of collectibles in a weekend, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Nuts.
Like, I felt that when I was going to checkout, and thank God for these Target like deals and everything, because I would not be able to be like, let me buy like a second like Baxter or Kirby, if I could not if I could not get some kind of like 10% deal off or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Like, yeah, man, that's and it's crazy too because it's like all these comic things that we've been wanting forever, like, and like here they are, and they're re-releasing like some of the Mirage Foot Clan soldiers. They're old molds, but they're still, for people that missed them, here you go. If you want them, it is a shame that we didn't get retooled bodies, but we are getting a lot of new stuff, a lot of new molds. And I think Chrisman and I were talking about earlier how Hasbro can reuse some stuff like really in the G.I. Joe line and really make it look like two things are completely different. And I love how they did that with Kirby and Baxter. It's essentially almost the exact same body, except for from the elbows down and obviously head and paint. Like,
I know like people who are like hardcore comic fans, like it's really fun whenever you get these figures that appeal to people outside of the fandom, right? Because like that Kirby, it's supposed to be like a TMNT for Kirby, right? But like people who are in the know, they're like, that's Jack Kirby. That's Jack Kirby. So I got people hitting me up. They're like, "Yo, have you seen that Jack Kirby figure? What's going on?" You know?
Yeah, right.
It's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, man. I got two. You know, I'm gonna hang one up as like a shadow box. And then I'm gonna put one on my TMNT Mirage display.
Oh, absolutely.
Like right dead set in the middle. Like I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah, because you've got you also have the Stan Lee, right? Put up.
Oh, 1,000%. Hold on. Let me. Let me. I'm right.
Are you So are you getting the Todd Look at that.
Look.
He just took it. Are you getting Todd McFarlane?
Do not go to Michael's. Go to Michael's. Get a shadow box. I have the Stan Lee in here. Look, listen. I know there's a lot of like beef between Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby and everything. But like, let's be real. Like Marvel Comics would not be what it is today if not for Stan Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to have. And for me, I'm like, I have to have him on display, like in this way. You know. So I have a shadow box.
My big question for you is: Are you getting Todd McFarlane's figure as well?
Oh, 1,000%! Come on, what are you doing here? Oh, you made. Oh man, now I have to. I want to log off right now and go get a shadow box.
Yeah, with the spawn cover in it.
Like I don't. It's Todd McFarlane is one of those people. You understand the impact that he's had on comics. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, even if you aren't like, I don't like his figures or anything like that, you understand like what he's done for comics, action figures, blah blah blah. I have to. Now I have to get 2 Todd McFarlane figures. Now I'm set.
More pair of feet. Let's go.
Yeah. Gotta put some socks on him. You gotta get some Barbie socks.
Crazy.
That way they're official, you know? That's so funny, man. I mean, you probably don't have to get 2. You can just get 1 and put them up there and just have a little just have a little opening so you can let him out. That is so funny, man. Like,
let me go and get some of the stuff I got real quick. I know we're
absolutely
trying to show off what's happening.
Absolutely.
So give me a second. I'll come back. Let me get some of that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, that's wild, man. That's nuts, dude. Like, it's super weird for them to, you know, it's like, all right, well, these are the dates that they're going to be coming out, and it's like, okay, great. And then for them to just put everything out, like you said, a week in advance. Like, people, like, if you're not looking for them, you know what I mean? Like,
and Bill, that's the funny thing, though. You know, like a lot. There are a lot of. I go back to. You say that, and I reminded of a time when I posted in an action figure Discord about people complaining about the hunt, right? Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, I hate the hunt," blah blah blah. Like I hate going out and driving for like 8 hours throughout the day. And like I agree, I empathize, but like with this modern day age of Haul-o-Thon, where you can like call into targets and be like, "Do you have this? Do you have that?" Blah blah blah. Yeah. On these Facebook groups, like it's so much easier. And I got crapped on a little bit because I was like, I think the hunt is fine by these people who don't understand like how you can like capitalize on all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, and I saw other posts, multiple posts. I mean, I even saw one post of like, I think somebody had shared it. I think Anthony might have shared it with us, but it was this video. This guy's taking video of like the Target employee ringing him out, and he's like, "This guy will only let us buy like either one at a time, or we can only have that." And he's like, "Wait,
dude,
he's like, "Are you recording?"
I almost go out of my way to be nice to these like targeted employees.
Oh
because, like, it's crazy because like I call in. It's no mistake. It saves me gas, it saves me time, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
When I call in, I'm like, "Hey, do you have NECA so and so?" But there are people who are like going in there in person, be like demanding, "Bring this crap out of the back," blah blah blah. And I'm like
the gall, man.
Like, yeah,
dude,
crazy.
Yo, these people get paid like $10 an hour. And like, I love Ninja Turtles, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like at the same time, You get paid $10 an hour. You do not have enough time. So
Yeah.
I gotta ask you guys this: if there's something that you two, whether it's Chris especially, because I know he lives over in Europe, it's different. He can't walk into a Target and be like, "Oh, let me get the Spider-Man," So for both of you guys, how far are you willing to go to get action figures? You know what I mean? Like stuff that you really, really want. Is this something that you like? Like you're going for, because for these, I was like, I will call in. I will be like, do you have X, Y, and Z on the shelf? But like in general, are you guys like, if I see it, I see it, or is it more of a case of like, I'm going to go out of my way to ask for this?
I'll tell you this right now, Ori. When I was your age, I would do exactly what you're doing right now. Seriously, dude. When I was in my 20s, man, I would hit. Man, me and my wife, even my wife would go with me, and she now that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen now. But she used to be like, yeah, let's go get everything, let's go find, and we'd spend a whole Saturday, maybe even part of a Sunday, like hitting the Metroplex, and you go out, come back. Now I'm just like, thank God I got friends. Like, if I see if I'm out and about though, and I see a Target, I will make that stop. I'm like, ooh, okay, cool, but I might go to the one Target that's near me to go check it out. Or if now I will say this, the one thing I will go search for is Ross, which is something you can't really call in to ask. I'm like, all right, I'll go check it out.
Yeah.
I'll go check out the Ross, because Ross is fun. And chances are I'm going to find like 20 other things I wasn't looking for that I need, at Target. But I don't know, man. Cause back in the day, dude, I would drive, if there was something at Dallas, one time I drove to, it was the Dallas Vintage Toys, first location, and somebody put up a photo, and it was like of the Marvel. Oh man, I can't remember. I think they were called the Superhero Showdowns. They were 3 3/4 inch figures.
Okay.
And these things were they were hard to find already, because they had the Beast, they had Daredevil, they had all these ones. I was like, and they were like $7 or $8. So I drove all the way to Dallas and bought them all up. I drove all the way. I was just like, I was beeline for it. Yeah, I was like, I'm on a mission, man. I know what it's like. I know what dude. I know what it's like, man. I know what it's like, because there's a thrill. There's a thrill in the hunt, man. There's always a thrill.
It is, and that's like, I remember, not to cut you off, but I remember.
No, you're good.
Maybe last year, Randy and Trevor over at NECA, the lead NECA designers and everything. Yeah. People are like, oh, why don't you offer these things online? And they're like, we do, but at the same time, it's we got to find that split, because there's a fine line between that hunt, because I was there. Yeah, dude. When I found these things, man, you're like, these were in like 2 episodes, maybe one episode. Yeah, might have been one, yeah. But like when I found these, it was like dopamine rush. I was like, nothing is wrong, like everything is
nothing is wrong.
Nothing is wrong. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like even with the musical turtles, like it's so funny, because like I've had people come into my life, not to get too real, but I've had people come into my life where they're like, why do you collect all these things? And I'm like, every action figure, every toy is connected to a memory, with there are figures that I collect where I'm like, I remember exactly where I was when I bought this. Yeah. And it's a core memory. If y'all seen Inside Out, the core memory, things that define your life, everything like that. Man. Like there are certain action figures where I'm like, I remember exactly where I was. Yep. I remember exactly what I was doing when I found this figure. And it's the same thing with these, man. And that's what keeps me in the hobby. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I know somebody was mentioning that in the turtle the turtle group that Ori and I are in. There's one of them that his are like kind of locked down by turtles, right? But he's like, correct. I know where I was with. I got this. Like this one's a core memory. This right here, I remember this when I was a kid. Yeah. And then it's I mean, we just posted the other day that like 30 years ago is when the Ninja Turtles movie first came out. Like nuts. People remember when this came out,
Mhm.
people remember how these defined pop culture and everything like that. And it's super cool that we're able to get like physical representation of all these figures.
Oh, it's nuts, dude.
And like
straight up.
It's hard, but it's fun. So I understand the balance because Randy, again, going back to my original point, Randy, when he was asked about like, why don't you just put everything online? He's like, there's just something about the hunt. And I understand. I completely understand.
Yeah.
It's super satisfying whenever you walk into a Target and you find 4 of these. You're like crazy.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it.
This is I feel like after like a day of hunting, like this is Ori, just bruh. Like that's it. He's spent, dude.
Your mind.
Man, I didn't even tell you. I was literally last week, like on Tuesday or Wednesday, I was literally like on the phone, falling asleep, like practically, like being connected to customer service, and like falling asleep or whatever. But it's we got to do what we got to do. But at the end of the day, it's just a lot of fun to be able to have not only this stuff be like out there in the public, but I really like that we are able to, with social media and everything, like have people like, oh, it's over at this Target, it's in your city, blah blah blah. And I know I gotta rant for a little bit because this year has been trying, to say the least.
Yeah.
So in years past, people have always been like, oh yeah, it's at this Target in your city, blah, blah, blah. But this year, I don't know, people are being really stingy with locations.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I live in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is huge. You can go an hour in any direction and you'll still be in Dallas.
You're still in Dallas.
I'm seeing in these Facebook groups, hey, where'd you find this figure? Dallas. That doesn't help me. You might as well be saying I found this in the US.
Yeah. They're doing it on purpose. It's like, it's super funny too whenever you meet somebody online, or like I have like a client or something and they're like, where are you located? And I'm like, Texas. They're like, oh, I've got a sister in Texas. I'm like, might as well be in Bolivia. I don't know. Like, it's huge.
Like, one person responded to me. They were like, I don't want to give away my spot. I'm like,
bruh.
Then don't post it.
Wait. So a lot of these groups are turning into people that are just like, I just want to show off. For me, when I joined these groups, it was just like, I want to help people. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to be like, I stumble into a Target, and I wind up finding a Samurai 2-pack in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And I can sell it because I know people will buy for it. That's fine. But if I'm going out of my way to buy all of these things, if I'm hunting effectively, that's where I get a little bit upset because I know there are people out there like me. Man, this was really hard this year. I was calling everybody and being like, do you have this and such and everything like that? And like, there are people out there doing that don't even want the figures. They just want to sell them. That's where I get a little upset.
Yeah.
I don't knock the hustle if you like stumble it, because I have a good friend who walks into Targets. He didn't collect Ninja Turtles, but he was like, oh, I found this set. I know people will buy it. I'm gonna sell it. I'm like, do your thing. But like, if you're out here doing the most, that's where I get a little upset. You know what I mean? Because like, you can speak to this, but for me, I have to go a little bit outside of my city limits, to find stuff that I want. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And like, that was 1/3 of the stuff that guy posted, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
This is Stephen Wagner Jr.
Man, Stephen Wanker, Stephen Wanker, you were
top contributor, NECA Turtle Air, and I'm praying that he bought these for his friends. But then I see like 2 poison ivy like pops over here, and I already know what you are. If you're buying multiple pops, I'm like,
again, like I'm not mad at the hustle. If you're someone who like stumbles into a Target and you see that shit on the store shelves, and you're like,
man,
someone buy this.
No.
I'm not mad at it. But if you're going
like that.
out of your way to hunt this stuff, to buy this stuff, because you know someone will pay double retail, that's where I get a little bit pressed.
That dude spent like $600 over $600 on those 4-packs, and I pray that he bought those for people, because otherwise, man, it's one thing whenever like if you buy like, I'm not mad at somebody for buying 2. I guess I'm not mad at somebody for buying 2, but that's like the limit. But even then, like,
again, for me, it's like,
hopefully you're buying them for yourself.
Because for me, I'm calling targets, I'm tracking DPCIs, and I'm like making moves to get all this stuff. If you're doing that, but it's for the sole purpose of selling it to someone else, that's where I'm like, I don't know. For me, because turtle fans are suckers. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of people who genuinely can't find this stuff out in the wild. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to just see so many people come into that mindset. But again, you know, I got everything I need minus one thing, and I'm still, again, you know, Bill, I'm still looking out for you, man. There's a lot of stuff you're looking for too. I'm jealous because honestly, you've been sitting pretty for like 2 years, man. You out here just like, Haul-o-Thon.
Dude, I literally like sit back. I'm like, I'm like, Ori's the guy. Like, it's super funny, but I used to do exactly like I said when I was your age. I was doing exactly what you're doing for my friends too, man. I was out there just like, hey, there's this one, and it was super weird because around here we got like nothing, and then all of a sudden there's like a couple of local Walmarts. Because all I have is Walmart. I don't have Targets. I've never had Targets. I still don't. My Target is still like 20 minutes away, so hopefully I'll find it.
Yeah, exactly.
All my stuff is like Walmart exclusive, so if I could find that back in the day, I would. And but then I was running around everywhere trying to find stuff like that. I remember that was one of the first times I met my buddy Anthony, and he had called me and like told me, hey, there's back when Toys R Us was a thing, and there was like the Return of Marvel Legends, and he found like one of them, and I was like, what? And so here I am, and I found like a stealth Iron Man. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. You know?
Exactly.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been like you said though, man. Like I said, it's very fortunate, very thankful to have like the people that are out there busting their balls, like trying to find this stuff. And it's like, hey, I got an extra one. You need it? I'm like, yeah, and I'll pay you immediately.
and that's me. That's me right now. Because again, kind of going back to, so I've been, Bill, I think that you and I have known each other for the amount of time that Haul-o-Thon officially has been a thing, you know? So
yeah, I think so.
You know, for the first couple of years, I was out here like driving to these stores, like calling these places, like all that. And you know, this year, I know you and I were talking about like, you know, you asked me like, Ori, what's like one of the biggest differences between this year Haul-o-Thon and past years?
Yeah.
For me, one of the biggest differences is the fact that people these days are a lot more reserved.
Yeah,
location
quiet.
things. You know, it's crazy because like in years past, you know, maybe I was just part of like the different groups or whatever. But again, years past, people are like, oh, it's at this Target in this city, blah 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 blah.
Just
but this year they're like Dallas. I'm like, that doesn't help me. That's a 100-mile stretch of time.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think
like, I think because like last year, especially, a similar thing. You know, you had 4-packs like these, you know, like put on the shelves alongside with shit that was supposed to be like put on throughout the course of a month. And I think people are scared. I think that's one of the. It's really interesting to see the evolution of the toy community as far as like, you know, like helping
dude.
people. Like,
Well, and Ori, think about this, man. Think about this too. Remember, I don't know if it was our last one or the year before that, but they had, what was it? The Fugitoid, and it was like Elvira, but they had like
Yep.
2 different ones. There was like, oh, so if you missed out on that, what, $30 one, then you're gonna pay, what was it, like, it was a sign, there's a sign version. It was like 100, or I can't remember if it was that much, but it was like, dude, I can't, like, I'm not gonna pay $100 for a Fugitoid. Or
and I don't know
will I?
I don't know if y'all touched on this at all, but
Mhm.
like regular panel member Jay Harold, Creeper Creations, he was talking about the fact that, these toy companies, they're saying they're like, not only are they producing less stock, but retailers like BBTS, Entertainment Earth, Amazon, Target, they are ordering fewer figures, from these initial orders. So it's a case of like, I know we all were trained to be like, I'll wait till like deep clearance, but like,
well, yeah, about to say that goes back to what you were saying earlier about the clearance stuff. It's like you're waiting on clearance. These companies are like, well, fine, then we're not going to make enough for them to even go on clearance. You buy what's there.
You and I were talking about earlier how you were like, I'm getting rid of 90% of my legends. Most people are of the mindset, are like, oh, I'll buy this Taskmaster if it's like $20 or if it's like $10.
Right.
Do you really want it at that point? Because we're getting to the point to where if you, because figure like I mentioned before, they're ordering less stock. They are producing less stock. If it's a if you're someone that's like, I only think Marvel Legends are worth $10, do you really want to collect them at that point, or is it something that you buy because you're bored? You know what I mean? Because
to answer that too, I bought 2 of the new Nightcrawler figures full priced from Hasbro Pulse. I found one in the store.
You love Kurt. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Right. The old meat though, I found one in the store too. The old me would have bought that 3rd one too. I would have bought him right off the shelf, and I was like, you know what, you got 2.
Exactly.
You're fine. What do you need 2 for? And to also to kind of tack on to like talking about selling all my Marvel Legends, I've been collecting Marvel Legends forever, and at this point now, I still like a lot of them, but I've my tastes have changed. I've moved to a point, and it's like I wait now. Now I wait, not for clearance, because I don't wait for stuff on clearance unless we're like, oh, I want to use that for a custom, and that will make a good custom, but I don't want to pay $30 for a custom base. But now with all these other figures, it's like, all right, I got to clean house somewhere, and unfortunately, Legends is going to take the bait. But also, like, Legends have gotten better. They've gotten way better. So now we're getting different versions. Yeah. Like, look at the Scarlet Spider compared to the other 2 we got, and I'm like, bruh, this one is so like, why do you need the old ones? And somebody might be like, I'm fine with those old ones. Yeah. I'll buy those up. Maybe.
You have to pick and choose where you want to spend your dollars, because stuff like this, I'll buy day one, 1,000%.
100%.
Stuff like this, I'll buy day one. Stuff like this, day one. Yeah, day one.
Well, and also, I know and also we're all, you have to buy that day one, don't you?
Correct.
You have to.
Correct. Again, especially not with the Mirage stuff, because like that's gonna go on BBTS eventually, but like with the Ninja Turtle, like the Toon stuff, if I don't get this now, I'll never see this again.
Yeah, because it's Target exclusive, right?
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. That's a really good point. That is a really good point, man. Like I know a lot of us hate the exclusive stuff, which we do. I mean, you hate it,
man.
Right?
I got roasted on the Action Figures Discord because it's like, I don't mind the hunt, and people are like, you suck. What are you talking about? You don't like the hunt? Blah, blah. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, they don't want that. No.
For me,
you need to grab it.
I'm spoiled because I've been successful. Literally, I'm only missing 10% of what I want in Haul-o-Thon. You know what I mean?
Well, like, you're driven. You're driven.
Everything I didn't even. Our good friend Anthony saw this in the store, and I was like, "I'm fine. I don't need it." And I was like, Nah, I want it. You know, I found it again solely for the purpose of buying it because this is not going to be available at any other point in time. But my point
that's a good point. That's a really good point to make, though. That's something you should take into consideration.
If you want something in this day and age, because we're not in the same COVID bubble where things are going to deep discount just because. You know, if you want something, buy it full price. Yeah. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting like a coupon or like a couple dollars off or anything like that. But if you're someone that's like, I only think, for example, if you're someone that's like, I only think Marvel Legends are worth $10, maybe you shouldn't collect Marvel Legends anymore.
Yeah, maybe you're not into them.
Maybe you don't like them. For me, I'm like, Marvel Legends make up like most of my collection. I don't love all of them, but the ones that I buy, I like. I don't have any figures in my collection that I do not like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I get to the point to where I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I'll only buy it for like $8. Do I really like the figure though, or am I enticed by like the discount? You know. And
you know and what's funny too is like I bought every single Eternals figure at full price, and but also I don't have any regrets on that because I love that movie.
You like the movie,
and I was like, and the figures. It's what's funny though. The figures they kind of go almost against everything I stand for when it comes to action figures. Not one, but for the most part. The head sculpts were pretty great. Most of them, like it was Kumail. I want to say I got Kumail, but I'm also addicted to Build-A-Figures. If I get one, even if this is terrible, but even if I don't like the Build-A-Figure, if I get more than one figure and I've got two of those parts, I'm like feverishly all of a sudden I'm like, I need to complete. I have to complete this. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm ingrained to do that, but I do that. Kind of going back to Ori's question too, Chris. Like, what do you like? Because I know everything's so different for you. I don't even know what it's like for you to like go on a hunt where you are. Is like, do you even do hunts? Is there like a comic store you go to get your stuff? Like, how's it work for you?
Usually, I just when I go to the city, I go to like every store that carries toys and look for what they have. But I don't have like there's no store here that really is carries a lot of action figures. Sometimes I get some surprises, but I wouldn't go. If I know a store has something and I want that, I won't go that far to bother other people. I'm going to one employee and I'm demanding to have that figure or something.
Yeah.
I look for myself, maybe online if they have it in store.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, I usually have to order my stuff online. So.
Well, that's the thing with like Ori. Like Ori, respectfully asks, "Hey, do you guys have this?" And he calls too. He calls. They can check, and they're like, "Okay, cool, yeah."
That's something that I never thought that I would ever do in my entire life. You know what I mean? Like it. I know, you know, I'm in a bunch of like Discord servers with a lot of younger people. You know what I mean? Like people that are like, and I want to emphasize that because like it's funny because like when I was growing up, you know, comics not that cool. There was a point in time in my middle school class where they were like, "Who's one of your favorite like superheroes?" And I said Plastic Man. and I got so many like
who?
You know, well, like again, to highlight that, you know, obviously the MCU superheroes like super popular now, but you still have those kids that still feel like really, you know, like disenfranchised from their peers. You know, they feel like really like secluded and everything, but like
because they actually read comics.
Exactly.
Yeah, they actually read the book.
They read comics and they say something like, "Oh, you know, I love so and so character from this run," and like nobody, you know, someone asked me the other day, they were like, "Does toy photography like help with depression? Does toy photography help with like feeling sad and secluded from friends. I'm like, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that you feel, helps contribute to your positive mental mindset,
Yeah.
absolutely contributes. And I bring that up because, it's funny because like I still have this hang up whenever I call in the places to be like, do you have so and so figure? I'm me, still who's been in the game. I'm like, oh, they're like, what are you looking for? They're like point blank asking. And I'm like, I'm like trying to beat around the bush and everything. So it's a fun
Turtles.
It's a weird mental hang up too, because like I feel like, for us especially, Bill and I, we're a little older, and we we've seen the MCU like, and people are like, well, it's a mainstream thing, but it's still a little weird to be like, I'm looking for action figures,
bro. 1 week from today, I will be 40 years old. My birthday is next Monday, actually. So it's next Monday. I'll be 40 years old, dude. And I like, once again, when I was your age, maybe younger, actually. I can't remember. I remember calling multiple Walmarts for it was the Nemesis wave for Marvel Legends. Yeah, and I remember calling them up and I was like, "Do you have this wave?" And I remember like I don't know if I can't say the word for his original name, but I think I'd said that, and they're like, "You're looking for what?" Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I meant Nemesis wave," and they're like, "Yeah, I do have that." Like that's, and so I drove to that Walmart and got the whole wave there. I was like, "This is amazing." I never saw that wave again anywhere else. So I remember what it was like to like, and it's still like that, but not as much. Now you'll see remnants of a wave, right? We see pieces of a wave, but it's if you're lucky, like in the stores, and like you said, those are the ones that are going to go on clearance because somebody already got them.
Yeah, nowadays it's very easy. There's so much good stuff coming out, and all this stuff is so mainstream. But again, we grew up in a generation. You grew up in a generation. You grew up in a generation. I grew up in a generation where all this stuff was so taboo. You know what I mean? Like,
it really was.
You were not cool. No one liked you if you liked any of this stuff. Especially me as a person of color. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, absolutely. It's got to be double.
Marvel and DC Comics, bro. Like, I was like, literally, people would meet me outside of school to beat me up. Because of the fact that I like this stuff. And I was into this stuff.
Nerd.
And that turned me off. That turned me off from it. Like, low key. Like, I was like, I'm done with like all this stuff. My brother is the reason that I still love Ninja Turtles as much as I do. He loved this stuff, dude. He loved X-Men, Ninja Turtles, all this stuff. He's the reason. If my brother wasn't around, I would not like this stuff. Like, low key. Wow. Absolutely. Because I was of the opinion I was like, I'm done, blah, blah, blah. But he was like, I love Ninja Turtles more than Star Wars. I love Ninja Turtles more than like like everything, like he was like, he kept that fandom alive and he was unabashedly himself. And like kids nowadays, I'm like, how can you not be that way? Because with how popular like the Marvel movies are, like all this stuff, and again, but people still have those hangups. And to those people, I still say like, hey, look, listen, you like what you like. Like, there's no reason to be ashamed what you like.
Right.
And like, people who don't appreciate what you like, you don't want those people in your life at all. I had a friend over at my place. I had all my details set up, all my Marvel, DC, blah, blah, blah. He came into my room and the first thing he did, he like opened the detail, moved everything around. He had the exact same face. I was like, he was like, "Oh my god! Did I ruin your figures?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you did." And that's someone that I don't talk to anymore. But you don't want to be in a position where you have these people in your life that like talk down to you about things that you like. You know what I mean? Or
God, Chris, can you imagine?
Especially now, man. Like now is the perfect time. I would have loved to have been a teenager in this time, bro. Like collecting Marvel DC in this specific period. Like when I was in high school, I was drawing like I love drawing. I was drawing like comic book villains and heroes, like in my room, like hitting them up and everything, not showing anybody anything. But now we're in a position where I'm like able to take like pictures of these things, you know, and people are like liking them. Like it's crazy. So it's a lot.
God, could you imagine somebody coming over and just messing with your freaking collection? Just
I don't have to imagine. It was there. I saw it.
They would be beat up for real.
Yeah, dude, that's but that's like
my jaw was on the floor, man. I was like,
it's so disrespectful.
That's exactly where I was gonna go. No matter what, I don't care what it is. It's disrespectful to come over to somebody's house and start messing with that. It's like, but those are toys. It's like, you're an idiot. You're ignorant. You're ignorant. You're very ignorant. You're also rude just to like go ahead and assume.
Someone walking through Target will see this and it's like, oh, it's a white guy in a box. But to me, this is
a white guy in a box.
Of comic books, you know,
it's Kirby, man. It's a legend.
This dude is the reason why comics are as good as they are, and more. You know,
you literally have like. You've got a renegade in a box. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's super cool, man. Like, and then, you know, go ahead, Chrisman, go ahead.
To maybe add to the photography helping with depression and stuff. If there's something like they have very, very PSA and stuff right now. If you like something, if you like to do something, do it like mainly for yourself. Like if you like painting, like if you're like collecting like us, if you like to do anything, just do it. Like who the hell not who the hell cares, but who
cares what you're doing, right?
Why should you care about what
but again, you know, a lot of these and not to cut you off, Chris, but like it's funny because like I think that same thing. I'm like, yo, who cares? Whatever. But like a lot of these, I don't know about y'all, but I got introduced to Marvel and DC when I was like young. You know what I mean? Like when, like
we all did. Yeah, man.
You know, and at that age, especially, you're in a position where you're like super vulnerable. Like you care about what your peers think about you, and for me, and it's easier. Oh, hello. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. But at the same time, like, you can't put too much stock into what people think about your hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think here what you're kind of to tack on to that and what Chris was saying is like as well. I mean, there's a reason why like in our Discord we have like, you know, the creation section because it's open for everything. You know, we want to see everything. But not only that, like we've been like even as adults now, as kids, as adults, there's something in the human condition that is always going to be. Unfortunately, it's there. It's like that whole you care what people think because you care what people think. Like I do like this repair stuff because I feel I really do it for myself. But I do it probably 80% for people, 20% for myself. I love the feeling I get from how people are, because it's a thankful job. This isn't like IT that is the most thankless position you could ever be in, where people are only calling me whenever there's something wrong. But luckily, it's not my fault. I can rectify that problem. And going with Chris, like when you're saying like don't put too much, you know, like you said, don't put too much stock. Like you said, what people think about your hobby. Just know, I mean. This you know our reach is pretty crazy as well, but now with social media the reach is too much. It's
crazy.
It's too much.
Did you guys see that the people behind Spider-Man PS4 the second game they added an action figure mode? That's the official name, action figure mode.
So with the hand, right?
No,
that's crazy.
Not with the hand.
It's not the hand, right?
The hand is probably from an NPC, but
no, you saw that, right? You can put the hand in there.
Someone did it very clever. Someone did it very clever with the hand. It's from NPC, but the action figure mode basically is just shrinks down your the Spider-Man you're playing to 1/12 size. It's. I
didn't mean to derail the conversation, but
no, it's not, man. I think it's good, man. It just shows like Well, we finally took over, I guess. It took us a long time, but we finally took over, right? It was like,
Get out of here.
man,
Get out
you know,
of here.
you found no, I mean, you like the nerds finally took over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it took forever, and it's like, oh, guess what? You love your social media so much, you want to rant about politics, you want to do that. Well, we made that possible because we stuck to like other stuff, you know, that we were more built for. That's just how it was, man, and it sucks. I hate hearing that because I was right there with you, man. Like that whole thought of like you get bullied because of the stuff that you like. It's like, and people like, there's sometimes people suck. That's something I live by. Is sometimes people suck, and that's always going to be probably the case. But thankfully now we're being respected for things that we used to be disrespected for, and that's a nice turn. You know, I mean, it's a nice turn to be like a comic fan and a nerd and be like, oh yeah, you know, I like that too, or to turn somebody on to somebody like Dr. Fate or Plastic Man, and they're like, oh, this character's really cool. It's like, yeah, they are. Like when we see those characters in the movies, we're freaking losing it because we're like, we've been reading about these characters for decades, dude, and now it's not just, you know, it's not just Superman and stuff like that. Obviously, those are there. But you got dudes. Imagine this: you got gym rats working out in Superman and Batman shirts.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Captain America and stuff. I'm like,
it's so funny because
hilarious.
I remember when Captain America: Civil War came out, man. Like this is one of the biggest examples. Like for me, I was going to my local gym. I had like swole dudes in like Captain America or Iron Man tank tops, literally like physically arguing with each other in these gyms. Iron Man's right. No, Cap's right. Blah blah blah. It's crazy. It's so funny.
It's nuts, isn't it? Yeah, it's nuts.
Man.
Like that's the
a lot of people take it for granted, but like, man, even if you don't agree with the quality of some of these movies nowadays, I think like in general, just recognizing where we are at, you know, now versus like 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
Hugely. I would rather be here than, you know, back there in like the Big Bang Theory era.
Oh man, yeah, dude. That's the worst. There's nothing that's more insulting. There's nothing more insulting whenever it's like, oh, you read comics, you must like the Big Bang Theory. And I'm just like, that's so insulting. I was like,
no. To the no.
Nah, yeah, dude, I can't with that.
No.
I can't do it.
So
But
what are you guys looking forward to, like action figure wise, for the rest of the year? You know, whether it's something coming up like right now or something coming up in like the near future. For me, I really want to get that Samurai Michelangelo Spaceman Donatello NECA 2-pack. That's for me. That's I need that like now, like today.
That's like the only thing you need, right?
I sent you pictures of that new She-Hulk coming out.
Yeah,
I've wanted a good classic She-Hulk for years, so I'm really excited to get that. So those two for me, that's what I want.
Nice.
What are y'all looking for?
Chrisman, what are you looking forward to, man?
Since I'm like showed this this guy earlier.
I'm
a big Naruto fan, so I'm super excited for the Naruto figures coming this year. Itachi, Minato, and more stuff. I'm super happy how the line is even bigger than before, like years ago, like 2010 or 29. The first Naruto figures were like, it's just a couple of characters, but at this time we are like beyond that. And more coming, and seeing your, just in general, seeing your favorite characters being done with so much respect and figure form. It's just
absolutely, I love hearing that, man. I'm looking forward. I'm actually gonna be talking about some figures that I'm really excited about on the stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be on this collection Nexus. One that I'm going to be on, like I mentioned, it's on Jurassic Jesse and Toy Box of Doom that invited me on. So I'm going to be on there tomorrow talking about some of that stuff. But man, I don't know. It's kind of funny. They had me check on that. They're like, all right, go through your pre-orders and tell me what you're excited for. And man, I went through like my 5K, and I went through Ami Ami, and I went through
Oh, for the splinter.
BBTS,
Yeah.
dude. And so I'm flipping through there. I was like, man, what's funny right now is like I can't really tell you what I'm most excited about, just because there's a lot of cool stuff on the way. But currently, Haul-o-Thon has me like in such a weird, weird mode, man. I was in here yesterday. I was putting up stuff, taking down stuff, and Ori has that freaking logic where it's like, if you don't get these here at Target, if you don't get these cartoon things, then that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And you can't argue with
it. Literally though. Either you pay it now, or you spend like $20 or $30 or $50 on gas to get them in stores. You know what I mean? Like literally, like now is the best time to get them. You know what I mean? And again,
what's funny?
Hey, look it up.
Yeah. What's one thing though that like, dude, one got me that really upset me was a Marvel Legend that I actually really want. And I think I threw this in our chat yesterday, but there is a
one legend that you wanted.
Dude, yeah, like this one. It was a 20th anniversary
Hulk
in like classic Marvel Legends packaging that I did not know exist. I have the Cap and I have the Iron Man still on card because I love the way they look. And I wanted Thor and I wanted a Hulk, and I had no idea that thing existed. And that thing is not cheap now.
Crazy.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I was like, son of a gun, man. I didn't know that existed. But anyways, I guess sometimes you got to let some of them go. But this is really weird, but here lately I've been like, I really want a good Hulk. And I have the Diamond Select one, which is nice, but I need one that's like right in that in-between
Immortal
spot.
Immortal
yeah, I really want Immortal Hulk bad. And I love those with those.
I started reading that because of you. I'm a big Hulk guy, but I never got hooked on that run until you recommended it to me. Again,
good
that's
run,
weird,
man.
Like I said, I loved Hulk. I love everything Hulk up until that point. But again, you were the one that was like, read Immortal Hulk. You have to.
Which is
favorite, if not my favorite run.
It's Hulk. Super funny too, because I'm not a giant Hulk fan, but Johnny, our friend Johnny, who's on here with us, he's like, I think you want to read Immortal Hulk. I think you'll like it. And I was like, I trust you. I read it and I was like, just like, it blew my mind, man. I was just sitting there kind of like, like what a great comic. Just kind of blew me away, man. It was like really threw me off.
Oh man,
how good that one was.
OHM3 is saying some big truth. Yeah, the Rocket Toys 1/6 Art line, they look fantastic.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but
very cool.
When they first shown that, I was like, man, those look great, but I'm kind of afraid. It's always a bit of a thing to order figures from a company you've never heard something about. But now I'm kind of biting my ass that I didn't get like Itachi or something.
Yeah, you might get it in and just be like,
yeah,
I can't stop. Stop doing it, dude. I'm never gonna stop. There it is. More, but
just one. I know you wanted to for me to unbox at least one.
Yeah, so let's do one. I think I could be wrong. I don't have him in hand, but he looks like number 2 in the line. I don't know why.
Listen, for someone who, again, so for context, I collect most of the Ninja Turtle variants from all companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
So I have Hasbro Ninja Turtles, NECA, obviously.
Yep.
I was like,
Power
I already
Turtles?
have. Yeah, I already have like previous year. I don't need base Ninja Turtles. These are really nice in the paint department, man. Like these are. They won't look as good on the camera, but like these are really nice. Like the flat matte finish, the colors. It's almost night and day compared to the last release of the Turtles.
And Ori, do you know? And let me ask you this: moving forward, are like all so? If you guys don't know, for those of you who don't know, a lot of these Ninja Turtles now, what they've been doing for a bit since the Disguise Pack is you can pop off the top of the heads and pop them on something else, and you've got all
That's
sorts
fun.
of different expressions and mouths.
That's
And
fun.
I guess moving forward, we're going matte. Is that right? So they don't match.
Yes.
They won't match the glossy ones. So that hurts. That kicks me in the teeth because
It does. Yes, because I
that
was
sucks.
like you, where I was like, I can, if anything, I can buy those loose heads loose
Sure.
off eBay, right?
Sure.
But they don't match between the old ones and the new ones. Even the matte ones that they released as like the second run for the Shows in the Sky.
Yeah.
It's a different color. It's a whole different shade of green.
Damn.
But let me tell you, and I showed you a picture of like Donatello, Raphael with like an alternate smiling head.
Yeah.
You know, from the mat. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It looks good.
Yeah.
And should they have included that from the get-go? Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
But for me personally, you know, who's collecting all of these things,
Yeah.
and I can swap and mix and match and everything, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
I was gonna ask you, I know you haven't got it completely open, but does that Leo, the red eyes Leo, does that pop off?
It
Too?
does. It does.
Oh man. So here's something weird too.
Again,
For those of you that got the loot crate or missed out on the loot crate or whatnot, there was the Dark Turtle, which is Donatello that looks kind of like a Batman, right? That is, they had already started that before the collectors, or like, excuse me, the 4-pack came out, the disguise. You could pop off his head and swap on different expressions as well. And I want to say that one was matte. So they already had it started for the loot crate deal and didn't tell anybody about it. It was nuts. I was like, I wish y'all would have said something about that.
yeah.
But
No,
you know.
overall, it's. I think that a lot of the NECA stuff for this year is really good. I really like all of them. I think there's a good balance between like essential stuff, like the last Ronin stuff, and like stuff like this. These guys appeared in this deco maybe twice. You know,
but it's so
like,
iconic. It's iconic. If you type in TMNT and like the gifs, you know, that's one of the ones. If you they're doing like that dance on the street, and I'm like, that's like, and so much so that bless them, Best Action made figures of these already. You know, they're like, we know people are going to want this.
Correct.
Yep.
No, it's great, man. We're living in a good time for all this stuff. For
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for coming on today, talking it up, talking about your Haul-o-Thon. Bless you for doing the Lord's work, Ori. You know, going out there.
It's
not only
here, man. Like I said, it's been rough. People are really stingy with these locations.
Yeah.
But there are still a few good people that are like, yo, it's at this target, blah blah blah. Go down this road.
Yeah.
I'm out here hunting. This has been the hardest in like the past couple of years that I've experienced, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
I got everything mostly that I want. I'm still looking for one thing, but I'm sure I'll find it. You know.
Yeah. Is that your spacesuit Donnie and Samurai?
Yeah, 1000%.
I feel like that one is gonna be probably the easier one to get.
Yes.
I think just because it's not mainstay turtle. But you know what? I don't want to. Don't let me curse
Don't
you.
jinx it.
Yeah, I don't want to curse you. All right, guys. If everybody here watching, please go, if you're not already, follow my man Chrisman. You can see it, Chrisman Customs right there. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up a little bit bigger, that little name right there. And then my man Ori Omega at Ori Omega.
Give me the 1K.
You can get there. Let's get there. These guys deserve it. And just remember, help each other out, man. Don't be stingy. You can be stingy with your locations as long as like you're not being stingy like privately with them. You know, let your friends know. Take care of your friends, man. I'm okay with that. But you know, don't go sharing stuff out in the public unless you don't want to tell people about it. Then you're just showing off. That's gonna come back around and bite you.
Don't be a prick.
Okay. There we go. There you go. I mean, I agree. But yeah, as I always say, take care of each other out there. And remember, the impossible just takes a little longer. Happy Easter, y'all. Y'all take care.
Easter.